A question I keep seeing on social media is, can you own a ham radio in the UK without a licence? Short answer is yes, but there's a big catch. In this video, I'll explain exactly what you can and cannot do legally and how to get on the air the right way. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about amateur radio, antennas and getting people on the air. A really common question I see on social media is, do I need a licence just to own a ham radio in the UK? So today we're going to clear that up. Can you legally own one? Can you listen? And what happens if you transmit without a licence? So let's start with the most important part. In the UK, you can legally own amateur radio equipment without holding a licence. There is no law that says you can't buy or possess a ham radio. You can buy a handheld radio, a mobile radio, or even a full HF transceiver and keep it in your house legally. What you cannot do without a licence is transmit on amateur radio frequencies. Ownership is legal, transmission is regulated. Think of it like owning a car. You can own a car without a driving licence, but the moment you drive it on the road, you need to be licensed. Radio works the same way. So why does amateur radio need a license? The radio spectrum is shared with emergency services, aircraft, shipping, commercial broadcasters and mobile phone networks. If people transmitted whatever they liked, you would get chaos and potentially dangerous interference. In the UK, radio use is regulated by Ofcom. They control who can transmit and where. Amateur radio licences exist so operators know the rules. Signals stay within allowed bands, equipment is used safely, and interference is kept to a minimum. So, what can you do with a ham radio if you don't have a licence? You can buy and own radios. You can set up antennas. You can learn how the radio works. You can listen to amateur bands. You can practice tuning. You can build kits and experiment. You can also listen to amateur radio conversations, weather satellite signals, aircraft transmissions, some digital modes and shortwave broadcasts. Listening is completely legal. What you cannot do is press the transmit button. You cannot call CQ. You cannot talk to other stations. You cannot test transmit power into an antenna. You cannot use repeaters. The moment radio waves leave your antenna on amateur frequencies, you are transmitting, and that requires a licence. So, what happens if someone transmits without a licence? That's considered illegal operation. If you cause interference, especially to emergency services, you can be investigated by Ofcom, fined, have your equipment seized, and in serious cases, prosecuted. It's also much easier than people think to track radio signals. Repeaters log activity, and direction-finding equipment can locate transmitters. So, even if it seems harmless, transmitting without a licence is not worth the risk. Now for the good news. Getting licensed in the UK is actually quite easy. There are 3 main licence levels. There's foundation, intermediate and full. Most people start with foundation licence. That allows you to transmit legally, using a real call sign, use HF, VHF and UHF bands and make worldwide contacts. Training exams are supported by the RSGB and many local radio clubs run courses. Once you pass the exam, you apply online and you often receive your call sign the same day. So let's clear up a few myths. Myth 1. It is illegal to own a ham radio without a licence. That's false. Ownership is legal. Myth 2. Low power does not count as transmitting. Yeah, it does. Any transmission on amateur bands requires a licence. Myth 3. No one will notice. Yeah, they will. Especially if you use repeaters or cause interference. So to summarise, you can own a ham radio in the UK without a licence. You can listen and you can learn. Can't transmit. Getting a licence, straightforward. and it opens up the whole hobby legally. If you're thinking about getting started in amateur radio, getting licensed is the first best step. If this video has helped you, please give it a like, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.